Action Comics 1041, Philip Kennedy Johnson writing with Dale Eaglesham and Will Conrad on the art. So this is an issue off for Federici.
Which is one, slightly disappointing because I really like Federici. But two, justified in that it does follow
it's a different focus.
A different thread.
Yeah, it's a different focus, different character we're following. It's kind of, it's Midnighter through various parts of this story. And Joe, it's funny because I started this issue and I read a couple of pages and I'm like, okay, like, this is interesting, but I'm not so sure. Like, I sort of like got a little less excited about the issue after the first page or two because I was like, we're following Midnighter. This is, I've been loving this book and this is really just not as good as what I wanted from it. Midnighter, right? But then after a few more pages, when it got to the point where it was kind of contrasting how he's fighting this versus how Superman's doing it, and it was like him clashing with the people who are starting to believe in Superman. Because the other part of the comic is that we hear some of the Thelosians telling stories of Superman and starting to spread stories of he's going to be the one that saves us. Like they tell a story of him fighting Doomsday. And I was sort of reading like that narration before they showed the page of him fighting Doomsday, and I was like, wait, they talk about Doomsday? This sounds like Doomsday they're describing. And then you get to the next page and it is Doomsday, but notably in their version of it, Superman's wearing all this armor as he's fighting Doomsday. So there's obviously some things are being muddled in like history or translation or whatever, but
that's storytelling, isn't it? It's embellishment.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's basically Midnighter's going around and he's actually killing, the war zones, and he's trying to inspire people. He inspires in particular this one woman who at first is like pissed at him for breaking her chain because he thinks he's freeing her, of course, and she's like, I earned these chain links. I fought for these. I killed many for these.
And he's just like, screw you. You don't need them.
No, you're dumb for believing in that. And so that's what I like about how different he is than Superman, right? Superman listens to these people and he's like, well, to get through to them, I have to understand why, and just breaking their chains isn't going to change anything. Whereas Midnighter's like, nah, that's dumb. What you believe is dumb. We're getting you out of here. Well, I'm getting out of here. Y'all do what you want.
I particularly like the way he phrased it, though, where he said, you're sitting there saying how tough you are because of the change you have. Well, I'm saying, show me what you can do without it to prove how tough you are. Like, I really like that sentiment. And this actually does inspire her. She picks up a sword and follows him. Then next time we see him, she's like fighting alongside him. And she's wearing a Superman crest as well. So like this, even though it doesn't follow Superman, it actually did a good job of like showing the effect Superman over time. Because we keep jumping ahead in time. Like this is like basically what Midnighter's been doing throughout all the story so far, and maybe a bit further ahead as well. And we hear these different people talking about Superman, and we're seeing some of them adopt his symbol and things like that. So no, it's good fun stuff. It really continues to spread the idea that's been spread about Superman.
I like that Midnighter rips a dude's head off and throws it at another dude.
Yeah.
It's just like, jeez.
Well, it's the timing as well, because isn't that right after someone says Superman would not kill these people or something like that, and then he just rips this dude's head off.
Yeah.
So there's some timing.
The point towards the end where he just like flips out and goes, I'm so sick of being compared to Superman.
Oh yeah, because he says the Batman comparisons, like they're annoying, but this is just insulting.
Yeah.
Nah, there's some good moments in here that kind of flesh him out a little bit. But the big thing towards the end is that Midnighter is determined to go save Apollo. That's all he really cares about, to the point where he doesn't like. The Thelosian there's like, look, the smarter play here is to wait until we have enough people that we may actually stand a chance of winning. Plus, taking Apollo away might break down all the war world and just kill like lots of people. Like all the people who you're supposed to be helping save might die by doing this. And he's too headstrong. He's too determined to do what he wants to do. But he's faced with this choice where it turns out that Mongol's sending like a kill squad to kill a bunch of the Notlings and stuff in the cells, particularly the ones that Superman cares about. And it's like, okay, he's got this moral choice now where ultimately he talks a big game. He's the angry guy. He's a Batman who kills, which makes him the perfect counterpoint to like sort of contrast with Superman and how he's handling things. But ultimately, when he's faced with this choice, it's like it's left in this cliffhanger of like he really kind of needs to make the right call here and go and save lives. Like that's what he has to do. He has to do the selfless thing.
That's what they're here for, right?
Yeah.
They came to free Warworld and stuff, but you can't the more people you kill is not going to make them more free.
Yeah.
And I do like how different it is. Where again, Superman's all about compassion, and we got to make them believe, because if they believe it, then they'll have something to fight for. And Midnighter has this almost nihilistic,
just get the job done.
Yeah,
nothing matters. I'm here to save my guy, and you're with me or you're not.
And it's right when he's forced to make this choice, where it's not, you're not really sure if he's going to make the right choice, where he says without Superman, and then you just hear the voice, you're not without him.
This is kind of, if I remember right, where we kind of left off last issue, where he was going to ignite the engine core for the city, and Superman was like, no, it's too soon for that.
Yeah.
So this is kind of that point there. So we kind of caught back up to where we were.
And the fact that Superman seems to, because he appears from above.
Yeah, he can fly again. So he's got some powers here.
He's got that. In the last issue, we had that whatever's powering Warworld also recharged him. So this is a little bit after that. So now it might be time to blow the core.
Yeah. I think by the end of the issue, we're a little more advanced. In the big final page is Superman charging in with Midnighter and the others to help save the prisoners.
Buckler shield looks cool.
Yeah.
And I like that Midnighter's wearing a red cape throughout this, as he's fighting.
He's at the end, yeah.
Yeah. But we also have OMAC turning, because we had that, in order to save Light Ray. Well, yeah, seemingly.
Yeah. Because he's got this mask on, and it's a question of is this mask helping control him, or is he just biding his time until?
Right, because OMAC wants Light Ray back, and looks like they flipped, and Natasha confronts them. So
yeah,
there's still threads going on through this, but yeah, man, Gladiator Superman, I just looks so rad.
That was one of the only pages where I was like, oh man, I wish that was Federici.
Yeah, right.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean the art has changed, at least it's handled well enough and it's a different perspective. And I assume Federici's back next issue, but
I think so. And it does give a slight feeling of this kind of being the break issue, right? Of like, this is the I'm not sure if I think it's still a good issue, but this is the quote unquote non-essential issue of the this isn't the main story. This is some side stuff that it's extra reading material, so to speak. Whereas Federici stuff, this is the main story, and it's like, okay, we'll do some other stuff for now while we let them catch back up, and it makes it feel a little less important than it maybe should be.
I do think that by the end of the issue, though, I think the contrasting of like Midnighter's attitude, because I think having Midnighter go around like this vicious asshole just killing things and not thinking it through like Superman is, I think all of that just helps to prove why Superman is right, and. So there's value in the issue. I think it comes at the right time. Admittedly, I'm excited to see Federici back on the next issue. And
So we have that Doomsday story, and then there's another story that they recount about the Radiant Dead.
Yes.
And the Queen, and they're talking about Green Knights.
And I don't know what it's from, but that Superman looks very Frank Quitely-esque.
Yeah, so I don't remember this though, and it seems like it's a Green Lantern Superman story. Because they're bringing out how the Green Knights knew the weakness for the Radiant Queen. I've Googled those terms. I can't find anything. So, I mean, is this the story? If you guys know, let me know at least.
Yeah, I obviously, like, everyone pretty much will recognize the Doomsday one, which is why that's the one I brought up. But yeah, I agree. I didn't know what this story was referring to, so I just kind of took it as a note.
Or is this Johnson creating one?
Yeah, is this him hinting at something that he's going to do like an annual of later where he tells a story?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think like that scratchy kind of slightly faded colors on that story of it. Like I say, the Superman, it looks like a Frank Quitely Superman.
Yeah,
I think it looks great. It's probably one of my favorite pages in the issue, which is in terms of just on the art. Which is not to say the rest of it looks bad, because as much as I'm going, oh man, I wish it was Federici. This is still good art.
Yes.
All right. What you give it Action Comics, Matt?
8.5.
Connor?
I'm going a little bit lower with just an 8, but it's still pretty great.
Yeah, I'll agree with the straight 8. I think the art's not as good as it normally, and it's not bad, but like it does feel a little more house style, I guess, than it typically has done.
Yeah.
So I'll say that.